Hello, welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric, and as promised, we're gonna try a game of Hoop Nutz, which Mr. Brody and I have been learning how to play the last week or so. We did a Dice Nutz ice hockey game before this, so check that out if you're into hockey. But this is another game from Dice Nutz. It's games. It's called Hoop Nutz. And it's a basketball game, obviously, by the name Hoops, and it plays similarly to the hockey game with a few differences. So let's, without further ado, let's get this game underway. It uses the charts just like the Ice Nutz uses, to determine your results depending upon where the ball is and whether you're driving or passing. Instead of skater passing, it's driving or passing in this. And then they have a fast break chart, just kind of like a breakaway chart in hockey. And then you have your, depending upon what zone you're shooting it from, kind of like what zone you're shooting it from in hockey, like the blue zone, white zone, that different kinds of zones there. Red zone. You have basketball. You have your rim zone, inside zone, outside zone, and 3-point shots. You also have a foul chart. So depending upon there's a foul, whether it's on the offense or defense, and what that actual penalty is. And then you have a free throw chart, which is fairly generic, but depending upon the shooter's ability, and you roll a d20 to determine that. And then you have your chart result key, kind of like in the hockey game. And you have a couple of solitaire charts, just like you do in the hockey game. When you're playing against a solitaire opponent. So when you're playing the game solo, basically, you have who handles the ball, kind of like who handles the puck, and what the offense is going to do when they have the ball. You also have an injury chart here, but again, I'm not using that in this one. Just trying to learn the basic gameplay. And it does come with a chart, which is used for, this is the actual scoring chart. So you have your visitors up top, and then your players and everything in there. And then you have down the bottom, you have your same thing, except for the home team, and it tracks the fouls and everything too, and all the different types of scoring plays and stats in basketball. This is the game that I played with the Celtics and the Lakers, which came out well. Again, the only thing within the first quarter, second quarter, and the scoring parts there, I kind of like to divide mine into 2-point shots, 3-pointers, and free throws kind of thing, and divide my scoring up into that. So I decided to go with temporarily, and I'm still a work in progress, but I think I'm going to use something I found off the internet, which is kind of like, your 2-point field goals, your 3-point field goals, your free throws, your rebounds, and then all the other stats there. And let's see here, just to show you, I haven't added it in the Celtic side, but in the Lakers side, I kind of added fouls and total also to this part too. And then up top, I added kind of a generic thing for team fouls to track the team fouls to determine when they're in the penalty, that kind of a thing too. So this is similar to the it's a different than the other chart as it breaks down the shooting into more, but it's whatever you prefer. I just like to keep track of the individual shooting, the percentages, how many shots they made out of how many shots. I like detail and stuff like that, so I decided to go with this, and I'll probably play around with it, probably do my own Excel template. I kind of worked on one, but haven't quite perfected it yet, so I decided just to go with one I found on the internet for now. So this is what I'm going to use to score this game, see how it works and everything. So, all right, so you have your rule book, kind of very similar to the other. Let me find it here. And this is We fold it in half like the actual one is. So I made some copies of this one too, but you have your short pamphlet here, which is 4 pages, just like the Dice Nutz. And then, whoops, this is a copy I made, so I kind of printed it backwards. But it's got similar type stuff with the rules and everything. Your fast breaks, the free throws, all the different types of momentum shots and things like that. And in this game, you can get momentum if you shoot a shot within a certain range based on the chart. There's an little M icon, and that'll determine whether or not the team has momentum. And it's kind of like, it works the same way as in Dice Nutz, where you have the team that's on the power play has the advantage of a +2 on the D20, and the shorthanded team is -2 on the D20. This is kind of similar to that, as a team with momentum gets a -2 on the D20 roll, and a +20, and the team that doesn't have the momentum will have a -2 on their D20. But anyway, we'll get into that as the game starts. And then you have on the back, you have your similar chart and everything. So it kind of shows you what different stuff means and explains how to do it. And then you have your, like I said before, see if I can get this to focus here. Guess that's good enough. Your solitaire, pass, drive, shoot, and then your ball handler chart. So, all right. So the game starts with a jump ball, like in regular basketball. And I'm just going to use the 2 color die that came with it. Actually, one's purple and one's kind of a white, like a beige white type thing. And these are more Laker colors than they are Celtics colors, but couldn't find a green and white one yet, so I'm going to be looking for a green D10. I'm sure I got one somewhere, or I'll get one, so I can use that with my Celtics, since I'm from New England. But so yeah, I played a game between the I'll show you the score again. The 1971-72 Los Angeles Lakers and the 1964-65 Boston Celtics, and the game was fairly even until the fourth quarter, when you can see up top there, the Lakers outscored the Celtics 30-20. And I learned in this game the point guard, who you have for a point guard, is extremely important, as you'll see, because they're the ones that handle the ball the most. So having a good point guard is key to having a good offense, kind of like it is in regular basketball. You need to have a good point guard in order for your offense to flow. And that's the same thing here. But anyway, it ended up being the Lakers 108 and the Celtics 98. So I decided in this game to do another Celtics-Lakers matchup from the greatest, I think it's from greatest teams or best teams. Can't remember exactly what it's called. From Hoop Nutz has like the best all-time teams kind of thing, compilations, and this is I believe the first one, and which I purchased last Christmas time, right before Christmas, but I just got around to opening it on my birthday, around my birthday here in August. So it's been sitting around in the back burner for a while. Had a lot of other projects going on, but decided to start doing some tabletop games, and the Hoop Nutz and the Dice Nutz were the first games I broke out. And I also have Dice Nutz Pro Football and the Dice Nutz Pro Soccer, which I'm going to start showcasing as it gets into the football season. Football, American, and football around the world. So anyway, but I decided this one was going to be the next one to go. And it's going to be the 1986-87 Lakers, the Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, etc., against the Boston Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, Boston Celtics from 1985-86. I thought that would be a good matchup to showcase here. So, all right. So the game starts with a jump ball, and the jump ball is resolved with a D10, and 0 to 4 will, let me just double check that there, 0 to 4 will be the home team takes possession, and 5 to 9 the visiting team takes possession. And then after the jump ball, in the second quarter, we get some flies here or something. Fleas or something maybe. Anyway, in the second quarter, the team that didn't win the jump ball will get it, and then in the start of the second half, the team that didn't get the jump ball will inbound it, and then in the fourth quarter, the team that won the jump ball will get it in the fourth quarter. All right. So.